Hello, good morning dear students. Welcome to Interactive Virtual Class Nagaland once again. So students, we will begin with a new chapter today. Okay, so let us see. So this is our solar system. Okay, in our solar system there are different planets revolving around the sun. And we will see this is our planet Earth. So here, okay, an alien is visiting our planet Earth. So let us see. Okay, let us go along with this alien and see our planet Earth. So he saw a desert, okay, with cactus, sand, all right. And then again he saw this beautiful waterfall with big stones and some animals like elephant, all right. And also he saw a beautiful pond with beautiful flowers in it, okay. Then he also saw some animals like lions, okay, different types of animals, and also birds flying in the air. So here the alien is walking around the planet Earth and he was amazed, okay. So he said, wow, it's amazing, okay. So in our planet Earth, okay, there are enormous varieties of organisms, okay, there are enormous varieties of organisms, both plants and animals, and this amazed this alien, okay. So here in our planet Earth we see that there are different types of plants and animals, and including human, yes. So human beings and other organisms share this planet, yes. We don't live alone, we live along with animals, we live along with the plants, yes. So human beings and other organisms, okay, other plants and animals share this planet together. There are variety of plants and animals that exist on Earth, and these plants and animals are essential for the survival of mankind. We cannot live alone, we depend on other plants and animals for our survival. Yes, students. So these plants and animals, the different varieties of plants and animals that exist on Earth, are essential for the survival of the mankind. Okay. So in this chapter we will begin with a new chapter, that is conservation of plants and animals. Okay, conservation of plants and animals. So let us see first forest. So we all know what is forest. Yes, students. So why do we need forest? What is the importance of forest? Why do we need forest? Let us see some points. So here we see, okay, in a forest there is a lake. Yes, this water body, we can see a lake here. So let us see what happens. Now, on hot days, on hot sunny days, the water from this pond will evaporate, okay, it will evaporate. Then, when it evaporates, it goes up to the atmosphere, then again it condenses as clouds and falls back to earth as rain. Yes, students. So this forest, okay, we are discussing about the importance of forest. Okay, so forest that helps in maintaining water cycle. We know, we have already studied about what is water cycle. Yes, the water from this pond will evaporate, it will go up to atmosphere, again it will condense, okay, in the form of clouds, and it will fall again on earth in the form of rain. So this forest helps in maintaining water cycle. Let us see some more importance of forest. So here we see a duck swimming in a pond. So where does the duck live? Yes, they lives in water. Yes, they swim in water. And here we see a parrot eating mango. Yes, students, the parrot will also make nest on the tree, their nest on the trees, and live there. And here we see a bunny near its home, that is hole in the earth. Yes, they make a hole, so they live in these burrows. Yes, students. And we see here a monkey sitting on a tree eating banana. Yes, students. So in all these examples, we see that the forest provides a place for different animals to live in. So the forest provides habitat for varieties of plants and animals. Here we see a grasshopper feeding on grass. And here we see a frog feeding on flies. And here we see snake feeding on the frog. Yes, students. And here we see an eagle feeding on snake. So when we look at this, we see that, okay, one organism is feeding on another organism. So the forest, okay, the varieties of plants and animals that is present, they helps in maintaining ecological balance. So here we see this grasshopper and other insects will be eaten by frog. This frog is eaten by the snake. Snake is eaten by eagle, and so on. So here we see that one organism is feeding on another organism. Students, let us see here. For example, if there is no snake to eat frog, okay, then there will be large number of frogs which will disrupt, okay, or disturb the ecological balance. If there is no eagle to feed on snake, there will be large number of snake. Yes, so there will be no balance in the ecosystem. So these forests, the varieties of plants and animals which are in the forest also helps in maintaining ecological balance. Another example we have here is we see that it is raining heavily. Yes, students, but we see that there is no soil erosion, there is no landslides. Yes, in our recent cases, we have seen that even in Nagaland, there were lots of landslides in different places. Yes, students, but if there are trees, okay, they will hold the soils together and it will prevent the soil from being washed away. So forests, okay, also helps in preventing soil erosion. We have here pepper, we have medicines, we have oil, and we have wood carving, we have tables and chairs and other furnitures, okay, different furnitures. So we use these different materials in our day-to-day life. We need paper to write, yes. We also need medicine, we need oil for cooking, for different purposes. We also have furnitures. So all these materials, okay, all these things that we use in our day-to-day lives, the raw materials are provided by the forest. So the forest also provide raw materials for various purposes. Alright students, we have the first question for today. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, a place in an environment where an organism lives is, option A is home, option B is resort, option C is habitat, and option D is reservoir. So I'm giving you 15 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. A place in environment where an organism lives is which of the following? Yes, students? Yes, students, I can see your response. Alright, students, your time is up. And for this question, the correct answer is option C, that is habitat. Well tried. Okay, students? A place in environment where an organism lives is habitat. We have just discussed that forests provide habitats for various plants and animals. So the correct answer for this question is option C, that is habitat. So let us see, okay, summarize the importance, okay, or the needs of forest. What are the importance of forest, or why do we need forest? So we have seen that forest helps in maintaining water cycle. We have seen that forest helps in maintaining ecological balance. We have also seen that forest provides habitat for plants and animals. Forest helps in controlling soil erosion. And forests provide raw materials for various uses. So these are some of the importance of forests. Okay, you remember this point. It helps in maintaining water cycle. It helps in maintaining ecological balance. It provides habitat for plants and animals. It controls soil erosion, and it provides raw materials for various uses. So these are the importance of forests. Here we see a branch of a tree in the shape of lungs. Yes, students. So here, forests are known as green lungs of earth. Okay, because the trees, they produce oxygen, and we need oxygen to breathe. Yes, students. So this forest, the trees in the forest, they take in carbon dioxide and they give oxygen. So because of this, the trees present in the forest, we are able to breathe because they provide oxygen. Okay. Alright, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, it is important to conserve forests because, okay, I'm giving you 30 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. It is important to conserve forests because, option A, it provides balance in nature. Option B, it conserves the ecosystem. Option C, both of these. Option D, none of these. We have four options. Which of the following option is the correct answer? Yes, students, I can see your response. Yes. Alright, students, your time is up. Let us see one by one. Okay, so it is important to conserve forests because it provides balance in nature. Yes or no? Yes, it provides balance in nature. We have seen that forest helps in maintaining ecological balance, right? One animals or one organism feeding or another organisms helps in maintaining balance in the ecosystem. It conserves the ecosystem. Yes, it conserves the ecosystem. Why? Because if there is large number of just one organism, it will not thrive well, because the plants, the different organisms, the varieties of plants and organisms living in the forest, they are dependent on one another, so it helps in conserving the ecosystem. So if both A and B are correct, the correct answer for this question will be option C. Okay, so the correct answer is both of this. It provides balance in nature and it conserves the ecosystem. Okay, so the correct answer is option C. Very good, students. Now let us proceed. Okay, so what is the present status of forest in our country, India? That is India. Okay, what is the present status of forest in our country? So let us see. So this is our India map. We have different states. Yes, students. So now in India, only 23.58% of the geographical area of India is covered by forest. Out of 100, okay, only 23.58% of the geographical area of India is covered by forest. It is very less, yes, students. So we should put more effort, okay, we should put more effort to increase the forest area in our country. Okay. Alright, students, let us proceed. Deforestation. So what is deforestation? We have discussed about forest. We have discussed about the importance of forest. Now what is deforestation? So deforestation can be defined as clearing of forests and using that land for different purposes. Okay, deforestation means clearing of forests and using that land for different purposes. So we have seen this practice. It is very common to us. Yes, deforestation. We cut down trees, we clear the area of forest for different purposes, for cultivation, or we use the timber that we take from the forest as fuel at home to cook food, right? So deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for other purposes. It can be for cultivation, it can be for building industry, okay, it can be for development. So deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for other purposes. So here we see an area of forest is being cleared. Yes, students, we have seen that this area of forest is being cleared. So what are the reasons for deforestation? Okay, what are the reasons for deforestation? Let us see. So the first point is extensive farming. Okay, extensive farming is a farming, okay, where large farms are being set up for cultivation. Now, when large farms are set up, we cut down trees or we clear area in the forest for farming purposes. So when we clear large area of forest, it will also lead to deforestation. So the first point is extensive farming. Reason for deforestation or causes of deforestation. So the first point is extensive farming. The second is industrialization. So what is industrialization? In industrialization, there is setting up of different factories in large scale. So to set up factories, large area of land is required. Now to set up factories, large area of forests are being cleared, large amount of trees will be cut down to set up, to build the factories in that area. So industrialization also leads to deforestation. The next point we have is mining. Do you know what is mining? Yes, right? Mining, okay, in the process mining, the large area of earth are dug out, okay, in order to extract coal and other minerals, okay, like petroleum, okay, in order to extract minerals, coal, petroleum, etc. So in mining, large area of earth are dug out. Now, to for mining purposes, large area of forest are being cleared, are dug out. Now, when these earth are dug out, this earth that are dug out, the soil, okay, or the mud which are being dug out from the earth, will also cover large area. Yes, students, to store the soil or the earth which are dug out, they will be placed in a area which will cover large area. So this will also lead to deforestation. Okay. The next point we have is urbanization. Now, what is urbanization? Urbanization, okay, many people or large number of people move to cities or towns to live there permanently. Now, if people want to live in cities, the cities must be expanded. Yes, students. So the trees, okay, the surrounding forests of the cities will be cut down in order for development, in order to build houses, in order to build different things, okay, house, shops, etc. So development of cities, okay, urbanization or development of cities also leads to deforestation. The next point is overgrazing. Okay, here we see that different animals like cows, goat are being taken to grassland for grazing, right? So in overgrazing, okay, if there is overgrazing, this animal will damage the grassland. It will make the grassland barren. No plants will grow, no trees will grow there, so it will also lead to deforestation. So here we see these are the reason for deforestation or causes of deforestation. We have extensive farming, industrialization, mining, urbanization, and overgrazing. Alright, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is deforestation means, okay, we have four options. I'm giving you 30 seconds to respond to this question. Students, your time starts now. Deforestation means option A, planting more trees. Option B, designing a forest. Option C, demanding a forest. Option D, clearing of forests and using that land for other purposes. So which of the following option, okay, describe deforestation correctly? Yes, students? Alright, students, your time is up. And yes, very good. The correct answer is option D, that is clearing of forest and using that land for other purposes. Deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for other purposes. Now, causes. Okay, we have discussed the causes of deforestation, which includes industrialization, overgrazing, urbanization, mining, and extensive farming. Now let us see consequences of deforestation. Okay, what are the consequences of deforestation? The first consequences of deforestation is soil erosion. Okay, Now if we cut down trees, okay, there will be no roots to hold the soil together. Yes, students. So when there is heavy rain or when there is strong wind, okay, the upper layer of the soil will be taken away, right, by strong winds, or it will be washed away during heavy rains. So deforestation leads to soil erosion. Another consequence of deforestation is climate condition. Here we see two boys standing, okay, outside. One of the boy is using a paper as a fan. Yes, it is because they are feeling hot. Now in our recent weeks we have also experienced, yes students, that the weather becomes very hot. It becomes unbearable to go out as well. Yes students, so deforestation also leads to unfavorable climatic condition. Okay, it may lead to very heavy rainfall, or it may also lead to very hot climate condition. So it leads to unfavorable climatic condition. Here we see a tribal people living in the forest. Yes students, they do not depend, okay, on the technology, on the city people for their survival, but they have different skills to survive on their own. They have traditional knowledge which helps them to survive. Now if there is deforestation, the their home, the place where they live, will be destroyed. Yes, because if the trees are being cut down, the place where they live will be destroyed, so they will have no place to live or dwell. So the tribal people will be forced to leave their forest dwelling and start other profession. Then their rich knowledge will be lost forever. Okay, the tribal people living in the forest, they can survive on their own. They have different skills like hunting, cooking, okay, or making different things to use like dao, okay, like axe. They have different skills to make everything. Okay, but if their home is destroyed, they will have no place to live. Then they will have to move to the cities and start other profession. Then the rich knowledge that they have, called the traditional knowledge, will be lost forever. So this is another consequences of deforestation. The next we have is droughts. Now what is droughts? Here we see a dry land. Yes students, no rain, no plants, no trees, nothing. We see 1, 2 dead trees. So what is drought? Let us see. Decrease in number of plants result in the increase of carbon dioxide contained in the atmosphere, which results in global warming. Okay, if there is droughts, the land will be too dry, okay, for the plants to grow. So if there is no plants, there will be increase in carbon dioxide contained in the atmosphere, and this will result in global warming. Then carbon dioxide, okay, when there is large amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it will trap the heat rays reflected by earth, which reduces rainfall and ultimately lead to droughts. Okay, the next we have is, okay, the next consequence of deforestation is desertification. So what is desertification? Let us see. Here we see a desert. Okay, the type of plants that grows in desert is different. Yes, the desert is mostly made up of sand. So here, due to soil erosion, okay, when we cut down trees, we have already discussed about soil erosion, right? The uppermost layer of the soil, okay, will be swept away, okay, or will be washed away by strong winds and during heavy rainfall. So due to soil erosion, the top layer of the soil exposes the lower hard and rocky layers of the soil. The soil has less humus and is less fertile. The top layer is the fertile layer. So if the top layer is being washed away, the layer below this are hard and rocky. So this soil has less humus and is less fertile. So gradually the fertile land gets converted into desert, and this process is known as desertification. If the top layer of the soil, that is the fertile layer, is washed away, okay, then the fertility of the land, of the soil, or of the land in that area will decrease. So if the soil is not fertile, the plants or the trees will not be able to survive there. So if there is no plants and grasses, different types of plants and other grasses, okay, then the fertile land will get converted to desert. And this conversion, okay, or this conversion of fertile land into desert is known as desertification. So deforestation will also lead to desertification. So here we have part of trees, part of an area has been cut down. Yes, so let us see the effects of deforestation or the consequences of deforestation. Let us summarize. We have seen that it leads to droughts, it leads to unfavorable climatic condition, it leads to soil erosion, and it will also lead to loss of knowledge of tribal people, and it also leads to desertification. So these are the effects or consequences of deforestation. Alright students, so let us see. Destroying poses threat to wild plants and animals as well as our survival. Okay, so if we destroy the forest, okay, it poses threat to plants and animals. Okay, because there are different effects, consequences of destroying a forest, consequences or effects of deforestation. But it does not pose threat only to plants and animals, but it also poses threat to our own survival. It is because human, okay, we greatly depend on plants and animals. We depend greatly on forest products. So destroying a forest poses threat not only to wild plants and animals, but also for our own survival. Okay, so what can we do, okay, to conserve forests? Let us see conservation of forests. So the first point is avoid deforestation. Okay, we can conserve forests by avoiding deforestation, that is avoiding cutting down of trees. Yes students, now avoiding deforestation can be done in two ways. Okay, let us see what are those two ways. The first is afforestation. So afforestation is the method of growing a new forest. So that means planting trees in an area where there is no forest before. Okay, so we are growing a new forest, and this process is known as afforestation. There is another method to avoid deforestation, that is reforestation. Now if we have already cut down trees, okay, if we have already cut down trees, we can also restore that forest area by planting trees in that area. So this method is known as reforestation, okay, method of restoring a forest area. So remember the difference between these two, okay. Afforestation means method of growing a new forest. Reforestation means method of restoring a forest. In afforestation, the forest did not exist before, but we are growing a new forest. In reforestation, there used to be forest. Now because of deforestation, there is no more forest in that area. Now when we plant trees, again that area, the barren land, can be converted to forest. So that process is known as reforestation. So we can avoid deforestation either by afforestation or by reforestation. The next step, okay, the next point in conservation of forests is awareness program. Now what is awareness program? Now we know the importance of forests. Yes students, we have also seen the reason for deforestation, the causes of deforestation, the effect or consequences of deforestation. So now that we know, okay, the importance, the causes, okay, and the effects of deforestation, it is now our responsibility to spread awareness to people around us. because there will be some people who doesn't know the importance of forest yet. So now that we know, it is our responsibility to spread awareness to people around them. And that can be done through awareness program, different awareness program. Okay. So awareness programs could be conducted to educate people to use our forest resources judiciously. Okay. We depend on forest. So we cannot totally stop or ban people from using forest products. But what we can do is we can educate them to use the forest resources judiciously. Okay. The next point in conservation of forest is community forestry. Okay, so community forestry, communal management of forests, social forestry, and agricultural forestry. So let us see. Here we see that people coming together to plant trees. Yes, students. So in community forestry, okay, or in this kind of forestry, local community plays a significant role in forest management on their own, private, communal, or state lands in facilitating support of government. We have government which looks after us. Yes, students. But it is also impossible for the government to look after all the forests in our area. So this true community forest, it can be district wise, it can be area wise, or it can be village wise. Okay, their community comes together, take responsibility, okay, in managing the forest, okay, by conserving the forest, by preserving the forest. So this community forestry will also help in conservation of forest. More to know, okay, more to know. Jadav Payang. Have you ever heard of this name? Jadav Payang. Let us see, okay, who is Jadav Payang? So Jadav Payang is known as the forest man of India. Okay, let us see why. Jadav Molai Payang is an environmental activist and forestry worker from Majuli, okay, Majuli in Assam. Now, over the course of several decades, he has planted and tended trees on a sandbar, okay, of the river Brahmaputra, turning it into a forest. The forest is called Molai Forest, okay, after him, and is located near Kokilamuk of Jorhat, Assam, India, and encompasses an area of about 1,360 acres or 550 hectares. So there it used to be a sandbar, okay, along the Brahmaputra river. But this man Jadav Payang, okay, over several decades, after so many years, okay, over several years, like 20, 30 years or more, okay, he planted many trees. He did not only plant, but he also looked after those trees, and he converted this sandbar along the Brahmaputra river into forest. Okay, and because of this contribution, he is known as the Forestman of India, and he also won an award. Okay, he was honored with the Padma Shri in 2015, which is the fourth highest civilian award in India. So he also received Padma Shri because of his work. Okay. Alright, students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, which of the following is a cause of deforestation? We have four options. I'm giving you 30 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. Yes, students. Which of the following is a cause of deforestation? Option A is overgrazing. Option B is overpopulation. Option C is urbanization, and option D is all of the above. Yes, students. Alright, students, your time is up. We have seen that overgrazing is the cause of deforestation. Overpopulation also leads to deforestation. Urbanization is also causes of deforestation. So the correct answer for this question is option D, that is all of the above. Very good, students. Now, the next point in conservation of forests, okay? Here we see the forest is on fire. So one way to conserve forest is controlling forest fires. Okay, forest fires. Forest fires should be brought under fast as possible. Okay, or as far as possible, forest fire should be controlled. We should ensure that there is no forest fire. We should be very careful when we are handling fire, okay, so that we do not start forest fire. Now if the forest fire starts, we should make an effort, okay, to bring forest fire under control as far as possible. Okay, so this controlling forest fire is another point in conservation of forest. So let us summarize the point in conservation of forest. We can conserve forest by planting more trees, by afforestation or reforestation, by spreading awareness to educate people to use forest products judiciously, by setting up community forestry. They conservation of your own as well. Alright students, we have another question. Please get your rough devices ready. The question is, a community wants to protect their local forest. What action can they take? I'm giving you 30 seconds for this question. Your time starts now. A community wants to protect their local forest. What action can they take? Option A is organize awareness campaigns. Option B is establish a wildlife reserve. Option C is implement sustainable forest management. And option D is all of the above. Yes, students? Alright, students, your time is up. Here we see that if a community wants to protect their local forest, they can organize awareness campaign. Okay, they can also establish wildlife reserve. They can implement sustainable forest management. So all this option A, B, C can be done, or this action can be taken to protect your local forest. So the correct answer for this question is option D, all of the above. Okay, all of the above. Very good, students. Alright, students, so in today's class we have discussed about importance of forests. Yes, so let us quickly recall point wise. Okay, importance of forests. Forests is important to us because they helps in maintaining water cycle, the first point. The second point is it helps in maintaining ecological balance. The third point is it provides habitats for plants and animals. The fourth point is it controls soil erosion, and the fifth point is it provides raw materials for various uses. Okay, so we have discussed the importance of forest in 5 points. Okay, these are just some points, you can add more of your own. Then we have discussed about deforestation. What is deforestation? Deforestation means clearing of forest and using that land for different purposes. It may be for cultivation, it can be for the reason of urbanization, it can be the reason for setting up industries. So clearing of forest and using that land for other uses, purposes, is known as deforestation. We have discussed about the reason or the causes of deforestation. What leads to deforestation? The first point we discussed was extensive farming, and the second is industrialization. The third point is mining, the fourth point is urbanization, and the fifth point is overgrazing. So these are some of the reasons or the causes of deforestation. We have also discussed about the consequences of deforestation. Consequences of deforestation are it leads to soil erosion, it leads to unfavorable climatic condition, it may lead to loss of the knowledge of the tribal people, it leads to droughts, The fourth point. And the fifth point is it leads to desertification. Okay, desertification. We have discussed about the reason or the causes of deforestation. We have discussed about the consequences of deforestation. We have also discussed how to conserve forests. Okay, how to conserve forests. The first point is by planting more trees. It can be done through afforestation, by the method of afforestation or the method of reforestation. The first point is planting more trees. The second point to conserve forests is by spreading awareness to people around us. Yes, through awareness program. By educating people the importance of forests and by educating them to use forest products judiciously. The third point is community forestry. Yes, community forest. Through community forestry, the community in the local area comes together to conserve the local forest or the forest in the area. Then the fourth point is controlling forest fire. By controlling forest fire, we can also conserve forests. Okay, so we have discussed about the reason and the causes of deforestation, the consequences of deforestation or the effects of deforestation, and we have also discussed about the conservation of forests. So I hope you are clear with what we have discussed today. Yes, students, I will see you again in our next class. Okay, this is all for today. Thank you so much for joining today's class. Take care everyone and have a nice day.